So standard format plan, the owner is responsible for all repairs and maintenance inside the boundary of that lot, including foundations, the roof, you name it, everything falls to the owner inside the lot. Now there are a few exceptions when it comes to utility infrastructure and utility services. That's a complex area and probably not appropriate to go into that depth today, if that's okay. So basically in that standard format plan, the owner is responsible for those things that normally in a BFP, the building format plan, that the body corporate would look after. So you've got to be very, very careful when you're looking at townhouses and that type of thing. Find out what plan it is, what you're going to operate on, so your owners know what they're potentially going to be up for when it comes to repairs and maintenance. You get some owners that own in a building format plan and a standard format plan, and he comes into our office and says, in this one over here, the body corporate looks after everything. Try and do the same thing over here and telling me no, and he thinks we're crazy, number one. Then we have to go through the process and explain, no, I'm sorry mate, because there's those two different formats, the rights and responsibilities of the owner are significantly different. It does get very, very confusing sometimes with the standard format plan if there's a shared service, like shared guttering. If you've got townhouses in a row and they share the guttering, believe it or not, the guttering is by corporate. The roof isn't, because that's viewed as a structural element and not a utility service. And that's how crazy it is. So when you start to get these complex ones, don't hesitate, give us a bell and we'll help you through those. I'm probably just about done. Okay. Now I might just, there's a whole heap of pages in there that, as I said, all the notes are there. You might just now get to gain quick results for your tenants. And I think we touched on this briefly before. The easiest way to do it is to do it in writing. We have to do that from the get-go, so we start our paper trail and we make sure that due process is followed. So when you are coming to us and you want to get some action from the body corporate, please give us as much info as you can. The street address, I know you guys work by street address, we work by building name. So sometimes you phone our office and you say, well, we're looking 66 and 68 Alpha Street. I'm scratching my head and saying, well, what body corporate's that? And you probably will know, might not necessarily know. But the more information you can get and the more detailed the application information coming through will make it easier for the committee to make an informed decision. So you don't want things going backwards and forwards, the owners waiting for a result and saying, oh no, hang on, we need to know what colour that's going to be, what it's going to be made of, and blah, blah, blah. So the more information you give us, would be really appreciated. Now, as I said, with the committee process, it does take time for the formal committee meeting. We have a formal committee meeting, and if it's the standard module, the committee may resolve to say, yes, we're going to approve that. So we have to then send the minutes out. And then technically, under the standard format, the standard module, we have to allow a 7-day notice of objection period. So if half the owners come back within that 7 days and say, no, we don't agree that you should chop that tree down, it stops. The approval process stops. So you've always got to bear that in mind as well. If it's something contentious, always tell people that it's going to take not the normal 7 days to get a response, it could be 14, because we have to allow for that period of dissent. And once that's passed, the work order can be issued, work done, and it's all good. That's it. I think, yeah, we've probably got back up to that slide now once again. Sorry. Yeah, please try and use this website. It's a great tool and will help you knowing. Now, skipping through emergency maintenance, we touched on that earlier about what the committee can and can't do. Now, if something does happen urgently, actually, I might just take a little bit of time because there's one example that's really good. I think anyway, you've got a leak, right? It's undisclosed, you can't see it. It's not like a burst dishwasher hose, but if there's water coming in somewhere, and you say, right, everyone's aware, yeah, got to get it fixed. So property manager rings up, I need to get a guy to go fix it. Okay, yep. I say, hang on, we don't know yet what the cause and where it's actually situated. If something like that came through to me, I'll be going back to the owner, through you guys, and back to the body corporate and say, look, we're going to have to get it investigated, obviously, because there's water coming in, but we need approval from the owner and the body corporate that if the cause is deemed to be an owner responsibility, the owner is happy to pick up the tab for that investigative work. If we get that approval initially, it saves all the hassle when the invoice comes in. Probably all seen it. That, I didn't authorise that, I'm not going to pay that. But yeah, so go back that one step and just say, guys, until we know, because you can have a pipe going through the foundation, so that's the body corporate. It comes up through a structural wall, still body corporate, leaves that wall and comes into the vanity. As soon as it leaves that structural element and gets inside the lot, if it's a cold water pipe, then it becomes owner. So when you get your plumbers to have a look at stuff, they've got to be absolutely precise in where that leak is, because that is really going to determine ultimately who's going to be responsible. So please take the time to do that one. And then if we can get that sort of bilateral approval from the owner and the body corporate that your owner's happy to pay, don't know where it's coming from, and the invoice comes in, owner says, yep, I know, Conrad Martins are going out there, bang, done deal. Okay. Now, for after hours, I'm not sure if anyone's touched on this yet. 2 minutes? Sorry. Yeah, we do have an after hours emergency service. So if something does happen, you can phone our office and there'll be, if it is after hours, there'll be the after hours emergency maintenance number on there. That'll go through to one of our dedicated team members. They'll take the details, they'll have external access, so we have to help arrange access or contractors, etc. We can certainly help you through there. But that's contained in the notes there. Now, sometimes, I'm not sure if any of you guys have seen the requests from either AGJ, Pest Management or Organic. So we're going to go in and do the termite inspection. Have any of you guys seen those? Yeah, because as soon as the body corporate agrees to do the termite inspection, we send the access letter out to all the owners, residents and agents where we know them, and we'll be trying to help coordinate access. So unfortunately, if the guys have to come back, that's not going to be at body corporate expense. It potentially be passed on to the owner. So what we're requesting now, I suppose, is can you please try and facilitate access. If you've got 6 units in a row, they get into 5, and then termites get into the 6th that was uninspected. It can create a bit of angst, to say the least. Okay. Yeah, and there are just some questions to finish off with, but I think I'm done.